Hey there, it's your sassy Southern Grandma coming to you today with some deep thoughts and a kind of a heavy heart. And I've been wrestling with some big questions and things that make me wonder if I should just check out for a few years or let fear and anger take over. That's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. Today I want to share some thoughts with you, some things that I've been kind of struggling with the last few weeks, and hopefully some people can relate and maybe some people have found a way forward. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep my peace and find a way for myself to move forward with the constant daily barrage of news and something new every day and some sort of shocking news coming from Washington, some shocking news coming from anywhere in the nation that is very upsetting and very concerning to me. I'm trying to figure out ways to continue forward in a way that feels true to me and a way that I can contribute to society, contribute to you, my viewers, and also keep my peace inside. It's difficult some days because we have so much information coming at us all the time, and some of it is true and some of it is not. In fact, some days it seems like most of it is not, and it's hard to decipher sometimes what is a trusted source of information and what is not. So I'm working towards trying to find the way to discern which things I should be listening to and which things I should just dismiss or not listen to at all. Sometimes it's very difficult, especially in my job. I'm out amongst the public. Even though I'm in a hospital, the public comes to us, and a lot of people with a lot of different views, and balancing patient care with not being hurtful or triggering to anyone, and just keeping things on the subject of what we're doing today. But in the meantime, people have their own choice of information coming through their television or through their phones or through their iPads or whatever they have with them. And sometimes it's difficult to filter out those things and continue on with the daily work, the daily tasks at hand. So one of the main things I'm trying to do right now is determine what is the best place to get information from. To not listen to everything. If you try to listen to everything, you'll be so confused you don't know what to do. And if you listen to one thing or the other, you could get misinformation and then act on something that's not even true. So it's very difficult sometimes, and that's one of the things I'm working towards. Another thing is setting some boundaries. Not been very good at it a lot of times because I love knowledge. I love learning things. I love knowing what's going on. But sometimes there's so much coming at us that it's too much. It's overload. And that's kind of where I found myself in the last few weeks, is knowing when to check out of those things and not give my attention to everything, but just set certain times in which I can consume the daily news and then shut that off and go on about my business and do what I need to do for that day. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes it's discouraging. Sometimes it's very angering to me and can create a lot of fear. And those are the things I'm trying to avoid, is stoking those fires of being so angry about things or fearful, because we live in fear, we're going to be paralyzed. We can't do anything. So we're no good to anybody as long as we're living in fear. So that's just some of the things that I'm trying to put some boundaries around in my life of what I'm trying to take in and what I'm trying to just stay away from. There's been some days in the last few weeks that I have said to my husband, let's just move out to a cabin off grid in the woods somewhere and just stay away from everything for a few years and let everything settle out. But that's not the kind of person I am. I'm the kind of person that likes to help people. I'm the kind of person that likes to advocate for people who don't have an advocate. I'm the kind of person who likes to be involved in things that are important to me. And some things that are important to me are being kind of squashed right now. And I'm trying to get to the point that I can be an advocate for those people without offending other people, and be an advocate for people who don't have a voice, and people who are marginalized in our society, people that maybe have a different way of life, look different, act different, come from different places, and those people are people too. It's just one of my core values is that people are people and all people should be equal. And no matter what your ethnicity, no matter what your orientations, no matter what your choices in life, every person deserves the rights that every other person has. And so it's difficult for me to sit back and not do anything, but also sometimes it seems like there's too much coming at us to be able to make any kind of change. So some of the things I'm trying to keep my mind on are taking care of the people around me, the people closest to me, the people that I love the most, the people that are in my life that are maybe marginalized for some reason, and taking care of myself and making sure that I'm not being overrun by things that are outside my control. Because after all, at the end of the day, the only thing we can do is control ourselves. We can only control our reactions to things. No matter what goes on around us, the only thing we can control is ourselves. Other things that I would like to do and have been thinking a lot about is finding places that I can help, places that I can either donate some money to or give some time to, or things that I could write my legislature about. And sometimes even that seems like it doesn't do anything because we're little tiny voices in a great big country. But at least I'm doing what I can do. And another thing is taking some time to myself where I'm not being barraged with everything that's going on outside my own home, and having a little quiet time and having a little bit of peacefulness in the hustle and bustle of life. Sometimes it's difficult to do that because everything is so accessible to us that sometimes it's just a matter of taking a walk or just closing your eyes and having a few minutes of silence. I am open to suggestions to people who may be dealing with the same kinds of things. If you have some suggestions of things you're doing to maintain your peace, to maintain your advocacy for other people, and how you're dealing with the constant changes and news, and how to know who to listen to and how to know who not to listen to. I'd appreciate any suggestions anybody has down in the comments. I'd love to have a conversation with people about how to deal with things when it seems overwhelming. I think the biggest thing to remember is no matter whether you decide to retreat and go off and just try to stay away from everything, or whether you try to stand strong and help those people who need help, you're not alone. I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels this way. And we have to remember that we are all one people. We are all one country. And our country was founded on the words that are on the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Those things are the invitation that our country was started on. And we are all in this together, even though the media and other sources would have us feel like we're divided and there's no way to get together. I don't think it's so. I think that we can come to some common ground and work together to make things better in everyone's daily life. I appreciate you listening today. I know it's a little heavier than what we normally talk about here, but I wanted to just get some things off my heart, out of my head, that I know that some other people must be going through as well. I appreciate you tuning in and subscribing and liking our videos. And if something in this video said something to you or you have a response to it, please give us a thumbs up. And as I said, just drop some comments in and let's all see how we can get through this together. And if you want to see something a little lighter, a little funnier, check out this video that was obviously very popular.
I'll come back now. Yeah.